Okay, so this is a point I was gonna make as well. I just looked up the Steam charts.
Hi, Future Sin here. This was recorded before Season 3, but the topics being spoken here are so relevant to Season 3 that I just decided to upload this. So, without further ado, enjoy!
If you want, you can pull that up on stream as well.
Send me the link.
I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tekken 8 Season 2 dropped on the 1st of April as a very out-of-season April Fool's joke. You can see on the Steam charts that there was hype before the season dropped because, yay, we're getting a defensive patch.
Is it around March 31st? It's...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You can see that the player base absolutely fucking tanked immediately after, right? That was a negative response from the community.
10k loss.
But look before the patch dropped. Go back before. What was it at, roughly?
10, 8, around those numbers.
Yep. And what was it after?
Around those numbers, so nothing changed.
Nothing changed, and that is my point. Like, it's gonna look real bad for Namco if they rehash DLCs again. But at the same time, why would they care? Because they've had no negative effects from this patch. This entire patch, like, I'm convinced that the main reason we haven't gotten more emergency patches. We did get emergency patches at the start of that week, a month even, because the player base absolutely fucking tanked. But it stabilized around 7,000 players. People have been very vocal on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube about this game, about how bad the patch is, about how it's the worst patch that Tekken has ever delivered. But look at the player numbers, dude. It's absolutely flatlined. This is the worst patch that Tekken has ever dropped. Community did nothing about it but complain. They were still playing. They were still playing the game.
Is this an average normalization of a player base for an online fighting game? Like starting
it should
from
normally be more up and down as far as I know. Let's check Street Fighter in comparison.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very normal charts for a live service based game.
Oh, but look at the numbers. No, I think.
Oh yeah. Street Fighter's gonna be the more popular one.
Why?
That's just the way it is. Because Street Fighter's a household name, much more than Tekken is. Tekken was a household name, but Street Fighter was a household name alongside Tekken, and Tekken faded into obscurity. Street Fighter didn't. If you go to any party, and you say, "Oh, I like playing fighting games," what's the first game that they will say? Street Fighter. Oh, you play Street Fighter? No, I play Tekken. What's Tekken? Tekken 3 and to some extent Tekken 5, they were household names. Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, 4 to a lesser extent, and 5 and 6 all been household names. Now you're looking at Guilty Gear now, and look how that goes up and down.
Yeah, I kind of refuse to believe that like Tekken is at the state of it is now regarding popularity wise, right? Because Guilty Gear, like these peaks, most of these peaks, in fact this one, I think, no, when did Lucy release? Around this part, yeah. So all of these peaks are DLC releases.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Tekken.
Look at Tekken. It barely has peaks. It's just
barely anything.
It's basically just the core player base, the ranked grinders that play the game.
But
and they're the ones complaining.
This could also be like interpreted as the indicator that like this game started off with this much, and look how much it lost and look what it settled on. Guilty Gear has an immediate downtrend. Immediate, like, to 10k. Although this is across like 3 years. Tekken barely like 1.5. But the immediate downtrend isn't like Guilty Gear Strive wasn't really liked by the Guilty Gear player base as far as I remember. Because Guilty Gear was like a hyper fast game. And it got slowed down with this release. Like, Guilty Gear Strive is a really slow game compared to its predecessors, right? On the contrary, Tekken 8 is a really fast game compared to its predecessors. But the backlash isn't as much.
Tekken was built on the foundation of being a slower game.
Yes, and it should have stayed that way, but not at like Tekken 7.
No. Tekken 7 wasn't slow. I wouldn't call it slow.
No, it was slowed
It
down.
was just riddled with counter hit launchers. That was it. Like, the backdash being very good didn't help the case.
Yeah.
But in Tekken 7, people are just too afraid of poking because extending your hurt box means risking getting counter hits, and getting counter hit means you've just lost 70% of your health.
The discovery of KBD it still continues to be a plague because the developers want to get away from that as much as possible, and in their quest to get away from the KBD, they made this. And then they made characters like Armor King, and they made characters like Anna.
I would argue that just from a very foundational place, this game did the most to mitigate the effect of KBD, because the normal backdash is good.
That is also
It's not
true.
as good. It's not as good as KBD,
Mhm.
but the normal backdash is really, 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 really good compared to previous games. Because in Tekken 7, if you want a normal backdash, if you tab back into Tekken, I'll show you what it looks like.
Okay, let me do
This
that.
is a Tekken 7 backdash.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And that's what you get if you spam. That's what you get if you spam back. And here.
Okay, yeah. Now I see. Now I remember the difference because I remember playing Tekken 7 with you a lot, and like your reenactment like evoked memories. I'll say that much. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember that. Yeah.
And so in Tekken 7, if you're stuck with this, and then you can suddenly do this, holy crap, that's the difference. That's like twice as fast. But now, what do you win? 1.25-ish?
KBD is still quite fast compared to the normal backdash, I'll say.
It is quite fast.
Yeah. Although, like, I don't know, these charts... The player base has dwindled like a lot on Tekken 8, I'll say, because let's compare it to itself. Tekken 7.
Okay.
Right? Let's compare it to itself. Tekken 7. I have it open. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see all. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Tekken 7 wasn't exactly the most popular. It broke through at around...
It was.
Hmm?
It was.
It was popular?
Let me just get Tekken franchise sales numbers.
No, I mean, like, it wasn't exactly as well received, no? But it...
Oh, yeah, but it sold. Like, Tekken 5 and Tekken 7 share the top of copies sold. It sold 58 million copies.
Oh, shit. You know what this tells me? Tekken 8 is successful, but the fact that Tekken 7 sold less, but still sustains about the same player base as Tekken 8 does, which Tekken 8 sustains a bit more.
Oh, Tekken 7 sold that much. Tekken 8 sold over 3 million. So, Tekken 7 sold almost 20 times more.
Why is it all-time peak on... I mean, it was a console game back then still, I'd say.
The reason that its all-time peak is that low is Tekken 7 launched after Tekken Tag 2. Tekken Tag 2 was hated by the community, and it nearly bankrupted Namco. Very popular story, this. Like,
yeah, I don't blame
Namco had no budget for Tekken 7. So when Tekken 7 was announced in the first place, everybody was like, fuck, do we have to play this again? People were not looking forward to 7. There was no hype to it. Tekken 8, on the other hand, Tekken 7 just had one of the best releases Namco has ever enjoyed. Tekken 8's hype was insane, and the only thing that dwindled the Tekken 8 hype was their public focus on aggression.
Loco, it seems like the player base is the same though, because I closed it down to this about the same time frame as Tekken 8's is right now. Look at this.
Yeah.
Just look at how similar. Oh shit. They are losing nothing. Wow.
They are losing absolutely fucking nothing off of this patch. Season 2 was the worst patch Tekken has ever released, and Bandai Namco doesn't get any downside from it. There's nothing.
No.
This is why they're not fixing it.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is why Season 3 is going to be more of the same of Season 2.
I expect it to be worse.
Maybe. It could be. Like, the reason the player base is the same is 7,000 players. Think about this. You've got an average of 7,000 players. Now, how many people are in the tournaments on average?
About the same. Like even less, 4,000?
Nah,
5,000?
in tournaments, you'd have a couple hundreds at the most. The Evo tournaments.
Oh, that's like... Oh, really? The crowd looks really big.
Oh, yeah. The crowd, I mean players.
Oh, players. Oh.
I mean, like, people participating.
Oh, yeah,
So-
then, yeah, your number... No, yeah.
That is the pinnacle of the game. That is what people aspire to. And they're like the top 0.1% of players participating in the tournaments. Now, if you dial that back, remember the ranked charts, the ranked data. If you're in like Fujin or something, you're like top, 10%-ish?
Yeah.
You are the top 10% of the player base. Not players, but player base. Now remember, this game sold 3 million copies, so top 10% is like 30,000 based on people that actually play. Now, not everybody plays ranked that bought the game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if the Steam charts also count unranked players. But I have got it open, beautiful. So if you're Fujin, you're top 13% of the player base. Now, if you tally all of those numbers up, starting from Garyu, you get to like 30-40%, I believe, top of my head. Just quick
about
maths.
right. Yeah, about right, yeah.
This is off of the player base that plays ranked. So you've got 3 million copies sold, and 30-40%, that is about 1.5 million. The moment you distill this down further, the less players you have left, eventually you come up to the raw core that plays a lot of Tekken, that grinds ranked. These are the people that are on Twitter, by the way. These are the people that are making YouTube videos.
Yeah, the vocal minority, yeah.
They are the vocal minority. Now you've got a total of 7,000 players playing the game actively. Like, that number doesn't undulate, it's stable. It's not peaks at 10,000, it's not peaks at drops to like 5,000.
Yeah,
No.
that's the scary part. No one actually, like, the established player base does actually nothing but play this game. That's the scary part.
These 7,000 players with like a variation of a couple hundred players. So like, let's say these 6,000 players, these are the people that grind ranked and that complain about how shit the game is while they're grinding ranked. Bandai Namco has suffered no losses from this, because the people that are complaining about it continue playing the game anyway.
I think it's the faith in the franchise, because there has been some things that's changed. Because if Harada is to be believed, right? Because who else are we going to believe? He has brought in the legacy team that has like done previous Tekken games, apparently. Like, that's what I remember from that whole Twitter debacle that happened with the Season 2 release, if you remember that.
Yes, I remember it.
So, people have faith that they would have fixed it, but like, I remember the Reddit post that said, oh yeah, cope until like the emergency patch. Guys, this is the patch, trust me. Okay, this is the patch, trust me. And it kept on going and going and going, and we're now at Season 3, almost.
I am not going to be convinced of any changes in staff until the project manager gets changed. Because they're the ones making the decisions, not the developers.
The project manager is the guy who worked on Soul Calibur, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I wish he
remember
would
with
make
the Soul
another
Calibur 6 new mechanic that everybody hates?
I wasn't that far into the game. The only reason I have that game is because of 2B, not gonna lie. So I don't know.
No. You have interacted with this mechanic. I know you have.
I
It's a Soul
must
Edge
have.
mechanic.
I just don't know it by name. Is it the standoff mechanic that...
Yes.
Oh.
The rock, paper, scissors.
Oh.
Doesn't that remind you of something?
Yeah, okay. Okay, shit. It put it into like actual in-game moves instead of like an interactive cutscene, which was Soul Calibur.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. like I said, I'm not going to be convinced by any changes in staff until the project manager is changed, because like the developer mantra for this game is aggression. They have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, pentupled down on this. And goes into further into infinity. The moment during Tekken 7 that they announced Tekken 8 and then said, oh yeah, our main focus on this is aggression because our focus on defense in Tekken 7 led to a very boring game.
Which
Everybody
really?
hated that. Everybody hated that. And I'm going to say, no, it wasn't a boring game. It wasn't boring to watch. Like, yes, I will concede that watching Kunimitsu versus Kazafina on Infinite Stage for the umpteenth time was getting stale.
Yeah, I was going to say that, because Infinite Stages really just allow for KBD to, like, just run rampant, basically, and exacerbate the problems that Tekken 7 had.
The one change that they needed to make is something that they did in Tekken 8, was to make the Infinite Stages finite. And just have them have walls just far away.
Yeah, that's what they did here, right?
Yeah, and the other thing that they did is they enforced random stages in competitive. They can now no longer choose a stage. Those two changes alone would have completely evaporated the reasons Tekken 7 was boring to watch. Because the moment you lost and you had a Kunimitsu pick, you had a Zafina pick, you had a waifu pick in general, you had a pick that had good backdash, you just pick Infinite. Just pick Infinite and now you've got an advantage in the game.
But like, now it's just with Tekken 8, right? They made they enforced walls at stages, right? So no longer like infinite backdashing, infinite defense. But remember Brian's identity from Tekken 6, 7. He was in 5 as well, if I remember correctly. Brian's an old character, right? Brian's a very legacy character. Yeah, okay.
From Tekken 3.
Yeah, Tekken 3. Okay. So Brian's whole identity is getting one hit on you, then blowing you up. That correct?
It is space control, actually.
But
so,
he wants to control space and just get one counter hit or one something and blow you up because he is
counter hit, yes.
Yeah, he is the character for the the nuclear damage, which right now every character is Brian.
Yes.
What kind of design philosophy is that then? Because you lose
that
identity.
Problem was even worse. That problem was even worse in Tekken 7. Like,
really?
The reason Brian wasn't top tier is because everybody had a million counter hit launchers. So, like, what did Brian do? He controlled space in Tekken 7. That's what he did. You couldn't step him. Like, if you tried to step him, you'd just get launched. You had to play the linear guessing game. You were playing Tekken 8 against Brian in Tekken 7.
And now Brian's playing Tekken 7, well, no longer, but he used to play Tekken 7 against Tekken 8 characters in Season 1.
Yep.
Quite a contrast. Now I'm doing that. Devil Jin... Morning Crow doesn't add anything of value, in my opinion.
It adds a mix-up.
It is a mix-up that can be countered with a jab. And every character...
that's a read.
No, but
the jab is a read.
The jab is a read, yes, but what my point is that most characters can enter this with plus frames. That kind of situation.
True.
Like, he's taking 50-50s with no risk. He's imposing 50-50, sorry. Like, most characters impose 50-50s on you with no risk at all. Like, at least like with Armor King, right? I respect them for making the armor punishable at least. So it can enter like stance, sure. But it has minus 13. But if you let him enter that stance, if you press into him, goodbye. You're gone. You're a goner.